The automotive world finds itself captivated by an unprecedented drama unfolding between a YouTube creator and one of the world's most prestigious car manufacturers. Matt Armstrong, known for rebuilding crashed supercars, has undertaken his most ambitious project yet, restoring a wrecked Bugatti Chiron. What should have been just another impressive rebuild has evolved into something far more significant, exposing the complex relationship between luxury manufacturers, independent repair advocates, and the customers caught in between. At the center of this controversy lies a deafening silence from Bugatti that speaks volumes about modern automotive industry dynamics, brand protection strategies, and the future of vehicle ownership rights. The conflict began when Matt Rimac, CEO of Bugatti Rimac, released a detailed video explaining why the company would not support Matt Armstrong's ambitious Chiron rebuild project. The video was meticulously crafted, running nearly 10 minutes and covering every conceivable technical justification for their position. Rimac didn't simply dismiss the project outright. Instead, he methodically walked viewers through the complex requirements that Bugatti maintains for any Chiron restoration work. He discussed the intricate safety testing protocols that Bugatti implements after any structural repair. He explained the sophisticated airbag calibration systems that require proprietary diagnostic equipment and factory-level access to properly reset and verify. He detailed the facility requirements necessary for working on such an advanced hypercar, including specialized lifts, climate-controlled environments, and containment systems for the vehicle's exotic materials. The CEO emphasized the extensive technician training programs that Bugatti requires, noting that even their authorized service centers must send personnel through rigorous certification processes before touching these vehicles. He outlined the structural repair methodologies specific to the Chiron's carbon fiber monocoque chassis, explaining how improper repairs could compromise the fundamental integrity of the vehicle in ways that might not become apparent until catastrophic failure occurs. Throughout the presentation, Rimac positioned Bugatti as the responsible guardian of customer safety, suggesting that independent rebuilds of this caliber simply shouldn't happen without factory oversight and support. The message was clear and professionally delivered. This isn't about gatekeeping or protecting profit margins. It's about ensuring that vehicles capable of exceeding 260 miles per hour remain safe for their occupants and everyone else sharing the road. The video appeared to be Bugatti's comprehensive final word on the matter, a carefully considered public statement that would establish their position and close the book on any controversy. Then came the responses, and they came from multiple directions. Matt Armstrong himself appeared in the comment section of Rimac's video, politely but firmly challenging several of the assertions made. His response wasn't emotional or defensive, it was measured and specific, questioning particular claims about part availability and repair impossibility. FXG, another prominent YouTuber, released an entire video dedicated to breaking down Bugatti's arguments point by point. The analysis was thorough, examining each technical claim Rimac had made and presenting counterarguments based on industry standards, comparable repairs from other manufacturers, and the actual capabilities of independent specialists who work with exotic vehicles daily. Matt Armstrong followed up with his own video, this time going deeper into what he viewed as contradictions in Bugatti's position. He highlighted parts that Bugatti claimed were proprietary but appeared to share component numbers with other Volkswagen Group vehicles. He questioned repair procedures that Bugatti characterized as impossible but that independent shops regularly performed on similar vehicles. The automotive community waited for Bugatti's response. Surely a company that had taken the time to create such a detailed initial statement would want to address these specific challenges to their reasoning. Days passed, then weeks. The response never came. Bugatti's official channels remained silent. No follow-up statements were issued. No clarifications were offered. Rimac himself made no additional comments about the situation. The company's social media presence continued as normal, showcasing their vehicles, celebrating their heritage, and promoting their brand, but not a single word addressed the growing controversy or the legitimate questions being raised about their initial position. This silence wasn't accidental oversight or corporate sluggishness. It was deliberate, calculated, and strategic. But what exactly does it mean? The automotive community has split into two camps, each with a distinctly different interpretation of Bugatti's radio silence. The first group believes that Bugatti cares deeply about this rebuild, perhaps more than they want to publicly acknowledge. These observers argue that Matt Armstrong's project represents an existential threat to carefully constructed narratives that luxury manufacturers have built around their products. If Matt succeeds in rebuilding this Chiron without factory support, several uncomfortable truths might be exposed to the public. Questions about those airbag systems that allegedly share part numbers with far less expensive Audi models would move from speculation to documented fact. The headlight assemblies that Bugatti claims cost tens of millions to develop might be revealed to use components available through standard automotive supply channels at a fraction of the replacement cost Bugatti charges. The safety arguments that sound so compelling in Rimaac's video might be exposed as being more about maintaining control over the secondary market than genuine concern for driver welfare. To these observers, Bugatti's silence looks like strategic avoidance. They believe the company has realized that continued engagement would only draw more attention to uncomfortable questions. By going silent, Bugatti hopes the controversy will fade from public consciousness before Matt can demonstrate that their hypercar, while certainly complex and sophisticated, isn't quite the impossibly specialized creation they've portrayed it to be. The second camp sees the situation entirely differently. They argue that Bugatti simply doesn't care about this rebuild at all, at least not in any meaningful business sense. This perspective suggests that Bugatti made their position clear through Rimaac's comprehensive video and genuinely has nothing more to add to the conversation. They've stated their case, outlined their reasoning, and established their position for the public record. From this viewpoint, responding to every YouTube video and social media comment would be beneath the dignity of a luxury brand and would only serve to elevate the controversy beyond its actual significance. As the old saying goes, sometimes silence truly is golden. Continued engagement would suggest that Bugatti views Matt Armstrong as a genuine threat or worthy opponent, when in reality he's simply an individual attempting something the company believes will ultimately prove their point for them. So which interpretation is correct? Does Bugatti care intensely and remain silent out of concern, or do they not care at all and stay quiet out of indifference? What makes this situation fascinating is that both interpretations could be simultaneously true, or neither might fully capture Bugatti's actual position. The silence itself has become a powerful strategic tool that serves multiple purposes regardless of the underlying motivation. By refusing to engage further, Bugatti has successfully shifted the entire burden of proof onto Matt Armstrong. Now Matt must demonstrate that this rebuild can succeed without any manufacturer support, without any official guidance, and without the validation that would come from continued debate. He's essentially shadowboxing, swinging at an opponent who has left the ring but whose presence still looms over every decision and every milestone. This dynamic raises several compelling questions about what Bugatti might be doing during this period of public silence. Are they simply confident that technical reality will vindicate their position without requiring any additional commentary? Perhaps they believe that Matt will inevitably encounter an insurmountable obstacle, a critical component that cannot be sourced through any channel, a repair that genuinely requires factory-level equipment and expertise, or a safety certification issue that prevents the vehicle from being legally driven, and that this failure will speak louder than any statement they could make. There's also the possibility that Bugatti is methodically documenting everything for potential future legal action. Every video Matt posts, every statement he makes, every procedure he attempts becomes part of a comprehensive record that could be used if the company decides that legal intervention becomes necessary to protect their intellectual property, their brand reputation, or their liability position. Staying silent now doesn't prevent future action. It merely delays it until the optimal moment. Alternatively, Bugatti might be taking a wait-and-see approach to determine whether this rebuild actually causes the brand damage that some have predicted or whether it turns out to be completely irrelevant to their core business. After all, Bugatti's customers aren't watching YouTube rebuild channels to decide whether to purchase a $3 million hypercar. The people who can afford new Chirons exist in an entirely different ecosystem of wealth and automotive consumption. There's genuine psychological power in making a comprehensive statement and then refusing to engage further, especially in an era when most controversies are fought through endless rounds of statements, counterstatements, and social media volleys. By breaking this pattern, Bugatti has created an unusual dynamic that works to their advantage in multiple ways. Rimac's original video was detailed, professional, and authoritative. It established Bugatti's position using the voice of their CEO, giving it maximum corporate credibility. By not responding to criticism of that video, Bugatti maintains the position that they've already said everything necessary. The implication is clear: we've made our case to anyone willing to listen objectively, and we see no need to defend it against criticism from those who've already made up their minds. Responding now would potentially make Bugatti look defensive or suggest that Matt's counterarguments deserve official rebuttal from a multi-billion-dollar corporation. It would elevate his position and validate his criticism in a way that silence never does. Silence implies supreme confidence. The confidence to make your statement and let reality be the judge rather than getting dragged into an endless debate. This approach also creates substantial psychological pressure on Matt Armstrong himself. Every progress update he posts, every milestone video he releases, Bugatti's silence hangs over it like an invisible question mark. Does any of this actually matter to them? If Bugatti genuinely doesn't care, Matt is essentially arguing with a wall, trying to prove something to someone who isn't even paying attention. That's psychologically harder to maintain than facing active opposition. With active opposition, you know the other side cares, you know you're having an impact, and you know your efforts are forcing them to respond. With silence, you're left wondering whether all your effort, all your investment, and all your public statements even register with the people you're trying to prove wrong. The silence says, "We've made our statement. Reality will prove us right or wrong, and we're confident enough in our position to simply wait."